case you do not know, Benin Republic, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Yes, they speak and understand the Yoruba language. I hear it's because they share a border with um some part of the southern states and all. I was surprised when Ifechukwumwele actually told me that this song was Yoruba. All this while, I thought Angelique Kidjo was maybe Zambian, Zimbabwe, the South African, like Brenda Fashy and the rest. But hey, she's Benin, and they speak Yoruba in her part of it. But then because of their own area, the way the Yoruba sounds is not sounding like Bidemi. There's a way the Yoruba somebody used to speak Yoruba. You understand? There's a way it used to sound in their mouth. It's not sounding like that in our own mouth. Anyway, that's not what we are here to talk about. How you doing today? What's up? How's your mind? How's your body? And of course, how is your soul? It's a new week. It's a fresh start right here on the sunny side of life on your number one talk station, 90.3 Nigeria Info FM. Today is the 10th day in the month of November 2025. And we are gradually counting down to the end of the month and the terrible month of December, where we'll have our usual our December celebrations. And before you know it, it will be the end of the year, and we'll be screaming Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. For people like Denise, we have already entered 2026. We're just letting you guys just finish, round up whatever it is you are still doing in 2025 so that you will enter the 2026 with us. Yes, that is how we roll. Anyway, before we start the conversation in full today, have you entered today's one play draw? I want you to get on today's one play draw. I am concerned. Yes, I do care. And I love for people to win. One of these days I was strolling and I'm like, I know that feeling when you're looking for money and boom, you just win money. There's something like winning money that is different from when you work hard for the money. See, there's a feeling that comes with working hard for money and you look at the money and say, this is my sweat. There's a difference when someone dashes you money and you're like, this is free money. But when you win money, there is another feeling. And I want you to experience that feeling of winning 25,000 naira right here on the sunny side today. And 75,000 naira or 50,000 naira on the sunny side on Friday, Jackpot Friday. Now, how is that possible? When you get on today's draw, if you have just 500 naira, check your account balance. If you have 500 naira, then you are good to go. Because with 500 naira, you can get one ticket. With 1,000 naira, you can get two tickets. Multiply by how many tickets you want. Just keep multiplying 500 naira by how many tickets. You can get as many tickets as possible to stand a chance to win 25,000 naira on the sunny side today, and 75,000 naira or 50,000 naira on Friday, also on the sunny side. Jackpot Friday, 2 million naira to be won across all our stations. How is that possible? Get onto the website now. Oneplay.ng is the website. That's www.oneplay.ng. Select Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Please make sure you do, because some of you have been selecting other radio stations and you are thinking you will win here. So be sure that you selected Nigeria Info 92.3 PH as the station, and then you proceed to buy your ticket with just 500 naira, and that qualifies you to be a part of the daily draws today and a part of the jackpot draw on Friday. You can also use the USSD code *347 *880 *6 hash *347 *880 *6 hash, and then you follow the prompt and then you keep going. Remember, the more tickets you buy, the higher your chances of winning, and I look forward to seeing you win. Now that we have that out of the way, shall we proceed to have our conversation on the sunny side today? I do not own the 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock hour. I have some live appearances here and there. I have recorded programs as well. So to 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock hour, the Osiris Series will be joining me via the phone lines because they're not in the state as we speak for family matters. But you see, this time that I have with you, I'm thinking of how to maximize it. And what are we going to be discussing? Scratch that. To fire or to fix an erring employee. I want us to tackle a question that weighs on the conscience of every manager. And frankly, every person who works in an organization. The question is simple, but the answer may seem complex. If an erring employee is firing an erring employee always the best option? This employee did something wrong. This employee erred. This employee did not live according to the principles, did not do their job, they were unproductive for a while and all. Is firing them always the best option? Now, let me say this. We live in a society that values efficiency, but we also value humanity. When an employee makes a mistake, maybe a persistent or a costly one, the easy, swift, and seemingly decisive path for business is termination. You are fired. But is that choice driven by the bottom line the most ethical one? Philosophically, this touches on the concept of justice versus mercy. The authoritarian argument says that if this person's error costs us money or slows the team down, the greatest good for the greatest number, the company, and the rest of the team, is to remove them. Even scripturally, if the vine does not bear any fruit, cut it off. Remember now, Jesus he was very hungry. He went to the fig tree to collect fig to shop. Fig tree was showing green, no single fruit. And he said, I curse you. So people are doing that in real life at their various organizations. The branch is not cut it off. The tree is not bearing fruit. Cut it off. This staff is unproductive. Let him go. Let her go. Cut her off. It's calculation of consequence. However, the duty-based ethical view says we have a duty to treat people as ends in themselves, not merely a means to an end. Does the company have a duty to try and rehabilitate or develop that person before casting them aside? Some trees, if you notice, the reason they're not bearing fruit is because they need some little pruning. Like they need you to cut some parts off, add some fertilizer, do some weeding around, water it more often. Maybe you need to direct sunlight towards the tree, and before you know it, it will start blossoming again. So if you cut it off outrightly, you stop. You do not give the tree a chance. You do not explore all options to see that tree produce fruits. So, what is the employer's moral obligation to invest in the human capital they have already hired? The difference between a transactional workplace is that you are only as good as your last mistake. But a relational workplace is built on trust and a belief in growth. And I know some of you listening to me will say, Denise, a lot of our workplaces are transactional. Firing an employee is not just an administrative action, no. It is a decision that impacts a human life, the person involved, a family. That person is most likely the breadwinner, catering to younger ones, wife and children. Catering to younger ones, children, holding on, man is winning bread, woman is winning akara or butter or egg so that the diet will be balanced. So, there is also the community. One working person is one less person out of the unemployment markets. So when we say that the rates of crime are increasing, and we say it's because there is no employment, you now say you want to push somebody back to unemployment, and you think the person will not go and think of something evil. I'm just saying. Now, I'm not holding forth for some staff members that are clearly nonchalant about the work they have been assigned to. You try everything, no way. You just have to let those people go. But let's be real. Some actions like theft, you thief for your office, harassment, violence, does it cross a non-negotiable line? The answer is yes. And the duty is to protect all employees, and the integrity of the business comes first. That's a clear case of justice demanding separation. But what about the employee who is talented but disorganized? Or the one who is great at their job but struggles with people's skills? Is the ethical response to wield the axe, or is it to invest in a performance improvement plan, offering targeted training, or even finding a better suited role with the company? Now, the ethical test is this. You will be the one to answer. Should an organization do everything reasonable within its power to help an erring employee improve before deciding to fire them? Or they err and it's outright sack, go? If a company invests time and money in coaching an erring employee who then leaves for a competitor, has the company acted ethically or merely been wasteful? Let's talk. 0817-923-0002. That is 0817-923-0002. We also have 0817-923-0003. That is 0817-923-0003. Try also the number 0817-923-009. Send us a message on WhatsApp and Telegram. The WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809-030-6416. Now, we are live on X at Nigeria Info PH is our X handle, at Nigeria Info PH. And our Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 page. Go there, watch us live, but most importantly, be a part of the conversation by dropping your comments in the comment section. And in course of the conversation, I will gladly read them. I'll share something about the one that is most likely relatable to a lot of us. You may not own a company, but you may have had sales girls and domestic helps. We'll talk about them because they are all employees as well. Hi, Muriel from Okrika. Thank you for joining the conversation. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Muriel. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Didi.
Talk to me.
Happy New Week.
Yeah, Happy New Week.
No, Didi. I don't think it's any business owner's place. It doesn't have any obligation to fix your character issue, to fix an employee's character issue. If you have an inefficiency in the job situation, yeah, he can take you on training. That's why you see most companies, sometimes before they accept you, they employ you, and they take those employees, they take them for training. Some even take them abroad, train them on how to do the job. They are not employing you to fix your moral conduct or how you behave. If you cannot behave well, if you cannot live with people, you don't know how to interact with people, colleagues, you have social problems, you cannot see something and not pick it up, something that does not belong to you, or you cannot tolerate people who work with people. It is not the employer's position or obligation. You don't under any moral obligation or compulsion to fix your character issues. You are an adult. You should know how to behave yourself. If you know how not to take something that does not belong to you. In fact, if you behave anyhow, they should be arrested. If you fight the obligation, they should have maybe one or two. I want to tell them how to tolerate you. They can do you, it's a secret of the job. But if you think, if you want to be a person, they can fix you. Some people basically ask, what is your job experience? I don't like that job experience. How many years work experience? Just this is the job. What can you do it if you can't? You like the person, you want the person to have an idea, and you want the person to go deeper. You train the person. Someone is train the person and use the person, but you don't fix people's character. You're not. You also do
what if it's a case of an honest mistake? An honest mistake that you were supposed to put in this figure, you mistakenly putting another figure. It was not intentional, but then it happened. Can you hear me? Muriel, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Well, what if it's a case of an honest mistake?
That's what I'm saying. You make one or two mistakes, they question you. And every company does have their rules, regulations, their codes of conduct. Sometimes they spell it out. It's always there on some of their boards, and maybe you enter. There's a way they practice. You see what their likes and dislikes, what you shouldn't do. But everyone, they maybe consistently make mistakes, But when you continue to make mistakes, you continue to do this thing, and you have character defects, character issues. Trust me, they should let you go. Honestly, they shouldn't fix your character for you. They should let you go. Some of you want to try, but you continue to do it, and that is who you are. You cannot change. They should let you go and look for someone else. Honestly.
All right, let you go and look for someone else. It is not in their place to try to save you. It is not in their place to try to improve you. Let me give another instance. There's something called square pegs in square holes and round pegs in round holes. Yes, sometimes you are qualified, but then management places you somewhere that you cannot function to your best capacity. It's clearly a wrong fit. You were trained in maybe engineering, and they say, okay, come and go to accounting department. And then you went to accounts department, and your first week or 2 weeks at account department, you have already done a lot of you made the company lose money. You were not keeping records of things properly. You did not pay attention to something, and you append your signature, and it caused some very, these things happen. Are they supposed to fire you? Or would it make more sense that they take you to a place where you are most fit to function? Maybe they could be penalties like deductions until whatever the loss is recovered. I say this because even in our line of work as journalists, there are times when we may have erred, whether it's internally or externally. We have a body that regulates all of our activities as broadcasters, the NBC. And maybe at one point in time you used the language you were not supposed to use, you were caught up in so much excitement, or your emotions ran wild and you were not thinking straight at the time, or you had some issues, you lost someone or something. And these things happen, or you let somebody say something they were not supposed to say on radio, and there's a huge penalty for that. At the end of the day, you erred, but you were a very good broadcaster. You know your job. You've been there, done that. You have been great at your job. And then the one time that you err, should they immediately say, go, be gone, move, you're fired? Or should they at least try to see how you can improve? 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809-030-6416. So, I've had employees as domestic helps and as helping hands for some functions outside the house. And if there is one thing I do not like from people that work with me is theft. So I had one time, this person worked with me. She was older than myself. But then life happened. A widow with children to take care of, and she needed the job. And she started doing it. Come to my house some days in the week, clean, and then leave. And then I started noticing money missing. It never used to happen before. Long story short, I did not actually accuse her because I wasn't sure she was the one. But at one instance, I made it crystal clear that you see theft, I do not like it. I do not tolerate it. You don't steal from me. If you need something, it's best you ask. I finished that conversation with her that day, and then the very next week, I set a trap. I used to transfer her salary to her, but this time, I withdrew it cash, counted it before she came to work that day, counted it while she was still working, counted it again while she was still working, and then I left it back in one of my purse. And then by the time she was leaving, she left. I went back to count it. Money was missing. Of course she was the one. But guess what? Even in that moment, if she had simply admitted to taking it, I would have forgiven her. I would just know how best to deal with such person. If I have money in the house, I'll just count all of it. Piam, 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 piam. Help me count this money. Oh yeah, keep on for me. Yeah, there's a way to do it. Oh yeah, keep the money for me. That way, she knows she's responsible for the money. If it goes missing, she knows I will hold her responsible. She will protect that money with her life, right? So, it happened that I called her to confront her, and this lady denied for 10 minutes on the phone until I said something. I was even telling her, see, if you bring back that money, I will just give you the balance of it, which is your salary. You stole your salary, and, we'll just act like nothing happened. My annoyance was with the fact that she kept denying. Until I said, it's time for me to bring the police. That was when she admitted that, she took the money. Her 2 children were writing WAEC at a school around, and they needed it for passing money. And I said, the funny thing, I was going to pay you today. If you had the reason why I didn't is I was carried away with something I was doing, and you had left, and you said you were coming back tomorrow. So I said, all right, whether today, tomorrow, I'll still give it to you. You should have just asked, and I would have given. I was open to redeeming. I was open to improve her. I wanted to be an understanding madam who knew that this woman was literally suffering. And maybe she gave in to the temptation of stealing. But it was not the first time. Was I wrong as an employer for wanting to do that? If at the end of the day, I groom this lady and improve her, and she does away with the theft, the time invested in improving her, maybe take her for 1 or 2 trainings just so that she knows not to steal and all, and then she leaves me to work for another person. Have I acted ethically, or did I merely waste my time and resources? Now, after this commercial break, you'll help me answer that question.
Nigeria Info.